Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Monday, February 16th. I'm Andrew Gagan. The local market is set to bounce back from Friday's losses, with ASX futures up around 0.6%, although the ASX 200 still finished last week around 2.4% higher. Cooler than expected US inflation data saw Treasury yields fall on Friday on the prospect of interest rate cuts in the States, while Wall Street's main indices gained, with the Nasdaq struggling to make headway as tech shares remained under pressure from fears of disruption by AI. For the week, the Nasdaq lost 2.1%, the S&P was down 1.4%, and the Dow fell about 1.25%, their biggest weekly losses since November. Mega cap tech stocks were weak, with Nvidia and Apple being the biggest drags on the S&P 500. Applied Materials shares surged after the chipmaking equipment firm forecast second quarter revenue and profit above Wall Street expectations. The healthcare sector was among the best performing, with Dexcom rising along with Moderna after both companies' fourth quarter earnings impressed. Networking equipment maker Arista Networks gained after forecasting annual revenue above expectations. Well, US inflation increased less than expected in January as fuel and rents fell, but households face higher costs for services. The consumer price index rose 0.2% last month to be up 2.4% for the 12 months. Excluding the volatile food and energy components, core CPI increased 0.3% for January. Well, following the data, FOMC member Austin Goolsbee said, "I think rates can go down more, even several cuts more from where they are today, but that's conditional on getting inflation back to the 2% level." Well, US Treasury yields dropped on Friday as cooler than expected inflation data for January bolstered bets that the Fed will deliver at least 2 rate cuts this year. The US 2-year Treasury yield fell to 3.4%, its lowest level in 4 months, while the 10-year was down to 4.05%. Australian 3-year government bond yields fell to 4.25%. Well, oil prices were slightly higher on Friday following the inflation data, helping offset supply concerns as OPEC Plus looks to a resumption in production increases. Brent crude futures at just shy of $68 a barrel. The gold price rallied as the softer than expected US inflation reignited hopes for rate cuts. Spot gold up around 2.5% at $5,040 an ounce. Copper was up, iron ore unchanged at around $99 a tonne. Well, among the companies reporting earnings today are Horizon, Ansell, Bendigo and Adelaide, JB Hi-Fi, Stockland, Treasury Ryan, New Hope and oOh!media. BlueScope's net profit after tax for December was up close to 120%, while A2 Milk's underlying EBITDA rose around 26%. Looking ahead to locally this week, the RBA's minutes from its last meeting are released on Tuesday. Wednesday, the wage price index, as well as the Melbourne Institute's leading index, NAB's quarterly business confidence survey. Thursday, January jobs data is released. Overseas, China's markets are shut all week for the Lunar New Year. Tuesday, the US share market is closed for a bank holiday. Wednesday, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand makes its interest rate decision, and UK inflation data is released, and Friday US GDP is released, and a raft of Fed members are due to speak. That's your week ahead. See you again tomorrow.